Yeah, I think that was beautiful. We won't have any noise here, only beautiful classic music. Not only that, I had something from India as well. So today I have been thinking that I need a sip of water. Something tickling in my throat. We are about sickness. We are about being sick to our psyche. And I think the leftists, the Palestinian fighters, defenders, so-called defenders, against Israel is a sickness. When they can't handle the truth, it is sad in their case, because they are educated. Many of them are educated and seemingly nice people, but they can't tolerate the pure fact that Israel is existing. Like the atheists, the really haters of religious people, they can't get enough of their hate for God. It's kind of a sickness in itself, because you base your theory, your notion, your narrative on a falsely made up narrative that is not existing in reality. So by fighting Israel, joining the Palestinians, they don't in fact join Palestinians. Why? It's a degree of honesty, because the Palestinians, the sickness is as follows. The Palestinian is normal people. What have I done here? What have I done to this? It should be here. Palestinians are normal people. They are nothing other than it's two-sided. It's a group that lived in the area of Palestine way back. And what was Palestine back in those days? Nothing more than West Bank, or Judea or Samaria, Judea and Samaria. Not to forget, that was the Palestine, or the local people. Or it was, let me read something that I wrote here on Facebook. It can be, let me see, it could be as large as Sinai Peninsula, Gaza, West Bank, Israel, Jordan, Lebanon, and up to Litani River. In other words, some of Syria, Iraq, and Saudi Arabia. It was either a tiny area, which maybe the Romans wanted to call it. The Romans called Palestine the area where the Jews lived, because it was a, let me Google that word, mockery or something. It was Just to belittle the... Sorry for that noise. It's a noisy place here. Mock. It is the word mock. They mocked the Jews by naming the land of Israel, Palestine, Philistia. So either it's that or a larger area. It was never a country. It's a and it was never a certain people until Arafat named the group that was joining him that he said he wanted to defend, give their land back, and that was a rather it was a rather small part of it all, just a minute part of it all. So then they lost the historical heritage to anything. It's just a certain group of people, maybe Arabic ethnicity, that wanted to call them Palestinians. But the king of Jordan said, the true Palestinian is those that are coming from Jordan. So even he was not precise. But any which way, the claim of land is a mistaken concept, because you have to agree on what's where and regarding who. You have to agree on certain parameters. If I call myself a Palestinian, I suddenly is given the right to claim ownership of the land in Israel. It can't work like that, so it is a bogus argument in the first place. So why is defending Palestinians against Israel a sickness? It's first of all a mental sickness. I will go a little bit deeper in advance, because it is a spiritual sickness that the church, the Christianity by Catholics first and foremost, and Protestants in the next turn, excluded the Jews that the Bible were coming from. We base the Christianity on Jewish heritage. So that's why when they excluded the Jews, God didn't say that in his Bible, no. But they excluded the Jews, and that is a spiritual sickness. So the sickness I'm talking about is on different levels. How come people get so sick that they wanted to forget, eradicate a whole people, like they did during Holocaust? It was this spiritual and political and ethnicity sickness that they can't accept Jews. You are hated because you are a Jew. That is a sickness. Pure, simple, political, religious, social, and ethnicity sickness. I want to broaden your mind, my friend. Because, in the first place, the church claimed ownership, and and the mandate to define the Bible. They adapted the mandate to define the Bible. And that it's what they have done ever since. In larger or smaller terms, they adapted to define and therefore rule. So when they say that the Bible is designed to rule over people, it's made by, first of all, men, and in a order that you can rule over people. But that kind of ruling is first and foremost a sickness regarding the Bible. You can't define the Bible to be such a book that is made for ruling over other people. Manipulate other people, no. I think what people does is their sickness. What people does regarding God is sickness. What people does regarding Israel, the Jewish people, is sickness. As long as they don't confirm God, serve God, that is the sickness. If you say that God is evil, or God does bad things, and that God are indifferent, it's a sickness, because it's something not leveling up. It's not, you are out of order. And if you fight Israel, it's what the Palestinian Committee here in Norway are doing. They are fighting Israel, but they are able to join forces with the Palestinians. They call it the Palestinian people. They are defending the Palestinian people against Israel. But did they ever ask themselves, why doesn't Palestinian people, if there is such a people existing today, you can call yourself Palestinian all you want. It's okay by me, I don't dispute that. But you lost the pure notion that Palestinian people exist today is over degree of lack of historical track. So let me go into the Palestinian fight against Israel. Why doesn't Palestinians themselves, the civil people, that obviously want their rights as much as I have my right, that we have our right, why doesn't they fight their own leaders that is corrupt, that is sending up rockets against Israel? Not only that, they are slaughtering their own people. If a Palestinian, I'm going under the narrative of those new modern definition. If a Palestinian Arab are working in a, for example, kibbutz, or in a Jewish-owned hotel, Israeli settlements, or Israeli town with Israeli people, they are acted as spy and not wanted. They are easily targets for that case. But the Palestinian Committee doesn't regard that as even something. That's how indifferent they are. They are not only historical out of order, they are morally, ethically out of order with their Palestinian so-called friends. Because if you are fighting, joining solidarity with the Palestinian people, you should fight their fight against unjust. And what is unjust with the Palestinian? I just told you. Their leaders are corrupt. Their leaders sit in luxurious villages. They have whatever they can point to. They earn so much money. Yet, here, we think that Palestinian people is victims. Yes, they are victims of their own leaders. That's sorry to say. That is the honest fact. And the leftists here in Norway that are fighting together with the Palestinian, they are so blindsided, really blindsided. Why wouldn't the Palestinians that are coming to Norway and act as if they are defending themselves in Gaza, in West Bank? Why are not they talking about their own leaders? Are the politicians, are the activists that are joining their forces so brain dead? Are they so lobotomized that they can't even think for themselves? It seems so. It seems so. I'm sorry to say, this is a gross case for the leftists, for the fight against Israel. You will find yourself losing that battle, my friends, because if for a moment we can think that your fight was won, there will be no tolerance in those areas. If the Israeli government leaders say, okay, you can have it all back, they agree even to the narrative that is a false narrative made by the new world order. I don't know, I'm the false prophet. If for a moment we can think that went through, you see, they will fight even the Jews when they are abroad. It was done not under the Holocaust only. That was the peak of the sickness that I'm talking about. Pogroms, what happened in Spain, what happened in the Arabic countries or areas that excluded the Jews. And they were not to take any properties, any values, only what they could, if they were not killed, they were chased away. If they could defend themselves in that case. But the leftist doesn't defend that kind of historical fact. The right for the Jewish people to exist. They are not fighting that. You see, it's all a sickness. To believe a lie is a sickness. That is the core of that sickness. To believe a lie. To go for a narrative that is false. You see, if the leftists can't fight Israel, Jews when they are in Israel, they will fight them anywhere. The pure fact that the people, the biblical people, let us call it by what it is, the people that is written about in the Bible. I don't say that the Jewish people have the mandate to define the Bible, but they are the closest ones. I'm not defining anything here. I just lay out some facts that you may chew on. Well, the sickness is that we can't tolerate that God exists, that the Bible is a fact, that the Israeli people is a proof of all that. Israel, the Jewish people, many emperors have been gone under. But the people that those empires fought have been gone down under. So this is a warning against that sickness. The sickness I'm talking about is when the people get so perverted by the truth. They can't handle the truth. Today it's kind of a multitudes of narratives. That is a pure fact for those that are so confused. And it's a big confusion all over the world about the narratives, what is true, what is not true. And there is no media left to expose any truth anymore. Nothing. There is no media that expose the truth anymore. The media is hiding that fact. The media deliberately hide the fact. That is the sickness. When you are a naive truth seeker are told what to believe, the first sign is that you have to do it. Like they did with Christianity, you had to be Christian. It is what the Christians have tried to do with the Jews. As long as you are a Christian Jew, you are okay, no problem. If you get a vaccine, you are liberated to travel all over the world. You can go anywhere. You are saved. People felt really trapped. They are not talking about that. Media doesn't talk about that. So the media is dictating the narrative. What a tool of opportunity that they can dictate the narrative today. What people refer to, and let me take an example on that. Every occasion I meet people, generally, we talk a little bit about the big politics, and the names come up, and Mr. Trump is appearing in that picture. Everybody have an opinion about Trump. He was the worst, and whatever name they can give Mr. Trump, they have it. Then I asked yesterday, don't you think? Let me see that. They have this narrative technique. Let me just see. Domination techniques and something along that line, that the media have the upper hand defining. So when we came to Trump, everybody is saying how bad that man was, without comparison. And I asked them, what leader in the United States, just for one country, haven't used this technique of ruling? They couldn't answer. So what made Trump so bad? The only pure, simple answer is that media did it. Media defined Trump even before he was becoming a president. I heard it in Norwegian broadcasting here, and they are, I think, the pure fact that is a fact that they are ruling the narrative is that is also their agenda, ruling the narrative. How you portray a case by simple wordings. I know a little bit about words. I sit here and use words all the time. And it is, I'm not into dictating any narrative, but I know when I'm exposed to a certain singularity in a certain media, when something from, for example, Israel is appearing in the media, it's only one-sided, and no wonder why people hate Israel. It's because of the media. Media designed the lack of facts and single out a certain incident and make up a story about that. And you have to watch and see for yourself in order to come to that understanding. But during the virus here, it was only one-sided information. All those that was skeptical were ridiculed. And that was and that is also the matter for those that believe in God, those that can't handle that. They were ridiculed by other people. So I wonder why the need of ridiculing other people, making mockery of them. Isn't it all about the sickness that you have in your own mind? So my friend, you have been trapped into a media narrative about who and what the Palestinian is fighting for. The sickness is that you are trapped and you are fighting along with the enemy. I don't say that Palestinians are enemy. No, they are sweet people. They are even sweeter than Jews. They can tolerate so much injustice from their own leaders. But they can't say anything about it. Get it through your thick skull. The Palestinians are so afraid of their own leaders. And it's so easy to criticize Israel. It's so easy because Israel is the sponge of all criticism, and they convert it into blessing. So we want to bless Israel once again and wish you shalom. Everybody, be in peace. Bye.